There we go. Now there should be audio. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Good morning, everyone. Incredible greetings. All right, there we go. That means that this time it actually sent out a notification really early over on the book. Well, actually, that could have been YouTube as well, because I get the same little sound no matter where the notification comes in at. Yeah, and that was definitely a YouTube notification, not a Facebook one. All right, so let's go ahead and get this all shared out because I do see it. So let's come over yonder and share it out. How are you guys doing this morning? As you can see from the title and from my screen, we're going to do a little bit of work in Canva and Silhouette. Nowadays, not too many, tutorials, but I thought this one was important. There's a lot of people wanting to use this technique for all of the grad stuff, but it can be used, of course, for anything else. That's one of the important things is to remember, excuse me. You guys may see things introduced to you for a specific purpose, whether it is grad, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Cinco de Mayo, 4th of July, fall. Well, I'm probably skipping a whole bunch of season, other holidays. All the stuff for fall and for Halloween and for Christmas and all the holidays and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and New Year's. And, the cycle just keeps going and going and going. Birthdays, baby showers, weddings, all that kind of good jazz, right? Memorials. So you'll see these things, and I'm finding that sometimes it's harder for some to make that connection, that no matter what the occasion is, what the design is, like the technique stays the same. I'll see like a lot of requests for classes for certain things, and it's like, hey, have you ever done a print and cut before? And they'll be like, yeah. Well, guess what? It's the exact same thing. The method is exactly the same. To get this done, it's just a print and cut. Have you ever used a glue? Have you worked with foam board, use a glue? So if you have certain skills, if you've ever done certain things before, it most likely will be the same, thing. And not to say that, don't take classes with me. Hello, my whole business is built around like classes, but I try to make sure that I'm also teaching it in a way where you understand that if, for some reason you're not able to take every single class to pick up every single gem that's specific to that particular thing, that you are able to use the skills that you learn and the techniques and, just be able to apply that information to more than one thing. All right. So as we're going through this, I want you guys to think about that and think about other ways that you would be able to use excuse me, I got to sneeze. Oh my gosh. Think of other ways that you will be able to use this information and these techniques. Okay. All right. As you guys come in, drop a hey, how you doing? Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know what you do in the creative space. Also, let me know if you are a Canva user, a Silhouette user, hybrid, if you use any other programs other than these two. Well, I use several other programs. I actually just made a post. I'm working on some things over in Photoshop. So Photoshop is my jam as well. Illustrator for certain things. I am versed in things Cricut because I have taught some Cricut things before as well, but it's just not one of my primary programs. Then you have those who use things such as Affinity, you have Flexi, you have Corel Draw, you have some people that use Pixar, you have some people that use Inkscape, Procreate on an iPad. I mean, there's a ton of different design programs that do different things. And that's kind of somewhat do the same thing. You just have to figure out what's going to work best for your needs, how you learn, your budget, because most of these, do cost. Photo P is another one that you can use, and that one's a free program, a free platform. So there's a lot of different platforms that you can use to create different things, but it's important just to understand the concepts of how you do things. All right. So, like I said, let me know what it is that you do in the creative space, what design programs you are using. If you are not doing anything grad, let me know in the comment section. What do you have coming up where you could use this technique where you are cropping images to text? Where could you see yourself using these techniques at? Okay. All right, let's see here. Hello. Incredible greetings. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. If you are, so let me say this because we're now about 6 minutes in. If you are watching the playback of this, this is a live broadcast, okay? This is not a pre-recorded video where we're just gonna kind of do intros and get right into it. This is a live broadcast. I don't like teaching to no one, right? I want to have some folks in the room. So we do go through a process of sharing it out. Because people are in the room. I like to make them feel welcome. So we are going to say hello to a few folks. I promise you, we're going to get into it. It's going to be worth it. But you are watching the playback. I don't go back in and edit these or anything like that. No one's paying extra for the editing and all of those things. Yeah, you have the power to fast forward past the intros and things of that nature. So do so. If you don't want to experience the entire live, even though you're watching the playback and you want to take advantage of being able to fast forward, go ahead and do that. But this is a live broadcast, okay? Doing well. Thank you for asking. Hello. Incredible morning. How are you doing? How is everyone else doing? Hoping you had a nice weekend. Yeah, pretty calm over here. Nothing major, but I am doing well as well. Thank you for asking. Hey, just say thank you for watching from West Virginia. Incredible morning. Been missing for a while. I'm better now and thriving. Hey, Professor. Feels good to hear your voice again. Good to know. Grateful that you are doing better and that you are thriving. We'll continue to keep you in prayer. All right. Hello, Jackie. How art thou? Stanley, it's been a minute. How art thou? Fort Worth, Texas. I use Silhouette Studio and Canva. Incredible morning, Aquisha. I create t-shirts and hats. Hey, that's my city girl, period. I use Silhouette Business Edition, old versions of Photoshop and Illustrator. Oh, happy. You're going to use it for your friend's 70th birthday. Okay, that's how you can use it. Girl, I was ready to break out in song, okay? Silhouette Studio and Canva. No grad, but doing sports items for youth athletes. I need to learn this for grad season. Okay. You are watching from Fresno, California. Canva user. Soccer. Need them for shirts. Incredible morning. Hello. I use Design Space in Canva. I do shirts, mugs, hats. I also do decoration for parties and balloons. And I am from Delaware. I use Silhouette mainly. Haven't been doing much since getting ill, but plan to get back into things soon. Plan on doing some grad stuff. Okay, awesome. All right, so if you guys are not, for anyone that says like they're not using Silhouette Studio, I am not affiliated with Silhouette America in any way, shape, or form. I promise you this, okay? I came across this program now. Let me see, my niece just turned 11, so a little over 11 years ago is when I found this particular program, and I fell in love with it. And I've literally been sharing for about 10 years now the power of the program, and it is free. You do not have to own a machine. If you have a computer, a laptop, and you have some space on it, right? I don't want you to kind of get into it if you're limited on space. You kind of have a computer just to kind of get by, and because it does take, it's very meaty when it comes to its graphics requirements, and it can move kind of slowish. So if you have, halfway decent computer, I highly recommend it, because there's going to be some things that you can't do in Canva. You're going to see here where it's going to be a lot more streamlined. It's not as many steps. And again, it's free 99, free. I think someone thought I said 3, but no, free, FREE. And if you decide to get the upgrade, the highest version is Business Edition. It's a one-time upgrade. that will allow you to save as a PNG, a JPEG, an SVG, a PDF right from within the program itself instead of having to use third-party apps. There are ways to be able to save as a JPEG, a PNG. No, I'm not a PNG. Well, I guess, yeah, PNG, but just not with a transparent background. But save as a JPEG, save as a PDF, and then SVG, there's like workarounds for that. But there are ways without Business Edition, but Business Edition also opens up a lot of additional features that are really beneficial. So you can always check that out. We do have a link if you decide to get Business Edition. It supports our platform. We get a small commission. The link for that is on our website. But it doesn't hurt to have Silhouette Studio. And then if you're not using Canva, it's also, there's a free version of it as well. It allows you to design and put ideas together on the go or even from a computer. So I highly recommend getting, downloading it. It doesn't, again, well, I've said that again like 30,000 times. If you have the space on your phone or tablet, because it is an app, it's going to take up space. If you have it on your mobile device, because like you can store a lot of stuff on there. Like you can design. It's going to be stored to your account on the database. It won't ever affect the storage on your computer, right? Or your phone. Now, once you go and you download it, that's a different story. So, think about that. But it does allow you to design and create on the go. That's one of the things I love about it. When I'm just kind of, if I don't want to get out of bed, I can, be in bed and still kind of be creative or put things together, presentations, work on my digital, things and stuff like that. I don't really do a lot of designing for shirts and things like that in there. That's just not my personal preference. I do more digital branding, marketing type things, but you can, if you're someone that desires to create for shirts and stuff like that, and like your regular designs, you can do that from Canva, but there are limitations. We have a class that really highlights those limitations so that you're not frustrated. I like to present you with those limitations on the front end. That way you're not spending hours and hours and hours, days and days and days trying to figure out how to make it do something that it simply can't do without major workarounds, okay? So that's that. All right, now, oh, wow, we got quite a few people in the room across all the platforms. So thank you guys for commenting. Thank you guys for sharing. Let's get into this. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365, home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry the best sublimation paper and ink. With our sublimation paper, you are able to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. No butcher paper required for most applications, as it does not bleed through the back. You can also check out our classes, 365 Creative Academy, where we help you to unlock your creativity. And then, of course, Silhouaholics Anonymous. That is our online platform where I've been teaching guys how to master Silhouette Studio for 10 years now, okay? All right, so I do see a few more comments, and then we're going to get into this. So, incredible morning from Canada. Well, it just started. So, the Lord woke me up this morning, so it has to be going amazing, okay? I use Cricut Silhouette Canva from Tallahassee, Florida. I'm down here in Miami Gardens. Incredible morning. Hello, Professor. You're the go. I make items by hand, money bouquets. I don't know anything. Oh, you don't do anything using a computer? So, man, okay. So, how do you present your items? You don't make custom ribbon, custom like paper for it. Like there's a lot of things, even if you're making it by hand, you can, oh girl, the amount of ideas that are running through my head right now that you can use as accents and add-on pieces that you could design and then be able to add in to fill things out. Oh my goodness. Ciao. So there are ways that, you can incorporate some printed things and that you would design from a computer. But if you're just kind of doing just the money bouquets and you're doing just ribbon and paper and stuff from the store, that's fine as well. All right, so let's go. So here we have Cricut on the left, Cricut, Jesus. Canva on the left-hand side and Silhouette on the right, okay? And here, there's a lot more that you can see because over here, I don't have to kind of have everything like all in one. So I'm going to break it down. I'm an educator. If you are the type of person where you just want to see the thing, I recommend that you wait for the playback of this and you just hop to the end. Okay. We are at 15 minutes now. So I recommend that you come back, you watch the playback, and jump ahead to probably about like 25 minutes if you just want to see click, 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 click. But I am an educator. I like to break it down so that you can apply these same techniques no matter what you're doing. And you're like, let's say you're not following exactly what I'm doing, you're not using the same image. You need to know the proper steps. So we're going to walk through so that you fully understand. Okay. Now, Silhouette Studio does not have a background remover. This particular image, this is the original image. In order to do this in Silhouette Studio, you would have to do two things. One of two things. You would have to remove the background from an external source. So you have options like remove BG. If you have a Canva Pro account, you can go into Canva Pro, remove the background, save the image, and then bring it over into Silhouette Studio. If you have any other program where you can remove a background, you can do that, save it as a PNG with a transparent background, bring that over into Silhouette Studio. Or you can play around with edit points and you can go around and manually crop out the background using edit points, okay? So you can do it that way, but you have to remove the background in order to have just the image. Now, one might say, well, if I'm going to go into Canva and remove the background, well, then why don't I just complete it in Canva? So I'm going to show in Silhouette first because that's going to be the less complicated way. So I'm going to show it there first, and then we're going to go to Canva because Canva has more explanation to it than Silhouette Studio does. Y'all cool with that? So if you're cool with me starting in Silhouette Studio, which I mean, go ahead and put a 1. Now, why are you still here? Go away. Why won't you go? There you go. All right. Y'all have given me permission to start in Silhouette Studio. Just gonna let y'all know I was gonna start there anyway. But thank you for giving me permission. All right. So we start this off with typing out text. Okay. And I'm not going to go through that process to make this a little bit shorter. I'm not going to make it shorter by much, but just a little bit. So to initiate text in Silhouette Studio, you start with the A on the left-hand side. So I don't have to go find it. So this over here is Canva. So we're not thinking about this. We're over here. Okay. So right up to here, this A is the A to start text. And then you'll click on the screen and then you'll see, well, I'm zoomed out, so I can barely see my flashing blue light, but you're going to go there and then you can click off, click on it, come to the A on the right-hand side, select your font, and then increase the size of it. Okay. So that's how you would do that. And I just chose a random font. And so I'm going to now ungroup this so that I can work with each individual letter. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup. When we bring this into Silhouette Studio, oh shoot, this one is I've already traced and detached. I thought I had one that was not traced and detached. So there's two ways that this could happen. There's a such thing called auto PNG trace in Silhouette Studio. And some like to have that turned on. I personally do not, because it automatically makes your background white. If you have to make any adjustments for any reason, the background is white. It's not clear and transparent. It just removed, automatically remove the white or supposed to be transparent area. I'd rather bring it in as a true PNG and then do what's called trace and detach. I have plenty of videos on that part. But you basically, I guess if I'm going to do a full tutorial, let me bring back hold on. Is it this one? Okay, no, I think all of them. I've traced and detached all of them down already. So I'm going to have to do it manually, which is no biggie. I just make a box and I just hit weld. That's it. It's no biggie. So this is technically how it will come in, with just 4 dots. If I were to add line color to this, it's going to be just a box, and then there's an outline around this part. Okay. So while you can technically still use this because it's transparent, there's no rule that says you have to, but because that's, I think of it like a glass window, right? It's not just open around it. It's a glass window. So if you put it over something, you can't touch anything behind it. So I don't like for it to cover up certain things. So I like to trace it down. So to do that, we're going to go and, ignore this. That's another one of like the top questions. People bring in stuff and they immediately think they did something wrong because of this. This is something that I fully explain in my Essentials of Silhouette Studio program. I'm not going to get into it, but most times you can ignore that. Don't let this trip you guys up and feel like you're doing something wrong and trying to save your images 1,000,001 times. If it looks clear on screen, you zoom in, it's not blurry, just ignore this, okay? All right. So we're going to come over here to the butterfly. The current version of Silhouette Studio is version 5. It looks totally different than what I am using, which is version 4.5. But the functionality is exactly the same. In version 5, it's clearly a butterfly, okay? So you can't miss it. And when you hover over it, it's going to say trace panel. So you're going to want to open that. You're going to go select trace area, and you're going to put your box around it. You're going to then increase your threshold until all of the edges are masked in yellow. If you have areas in the middle that don't have yellow on it, it is perfectly fine. What you really are concerned about is making sure the edges and that there are no gaps anywhere. So if I were to zoom in here, I have a gap right here. I don't want that. So I need to go up higher with my threshold. So to about there. You don't always have to go up to 100. Sometimes that makes it worse. It doesn't make it better, okay? And then we're going to hit trace and detach. Did it go? I don't know if it did or not. There we go. Now, the invisible box is still there. So make sure that you click on that. Okay, well, what I recommend doing is actually clicking on your image, moving your image, and then dragging and selecting, because see, like right there, sometimes you'll have little phantom pieces and you want to delete all of it. So I recommend clicking and moving your image and then deleting everything else. So now that we have that, I'm going to fill this one in with some color. We're going to bring this down. All right, so here are the steps to do this. So Tracing and attaching is a given, but to actually put it inside of the letter, here's that part. So we are at about literally like 24. You can go to 24 and a half minutes. Okay. And that'll get you where you need to be at for this part. So I'm going to shrink this down and get it where I want it at. So I'm going to put it there so that her face is still, and I can always take the transparency down if I want to make sure that her face, it's going to cut off a lot of her cap. So I can shrink it down some more. If I want to see more of her cap and her tassel, I'll probably bring it up some to about there. And there is no right or wrong for this. You decide how big or how small you want this to be. Okay, I'm going to take my transparency back up. So let's say I want it there. I cannot just crop it to that letter. I will lose the letter. So you have to duplicate it. This is the most important step that you guys are missing it. So I need for you guys to write in the chat. Before you crop, duplicate. Before you crop, duplicate. Please put it in the chat so that you remember. It'll help your brain remember. Before you crop, duplicate. All right, there we go. Thank you. Before you crop, duplicate. The best way to do this, while there is a duplicate feature or button or whatever you want to call this, it will duplicate it and push it off to the side. It'll move it to the right and down. That's not the ideal way to do this because we want it to remain directly on top. Oh my God, you guys are rock stars. Yes. Oh my God, y'all are okay. All right, y'all see what happened? Y'all participate. Make me want to give y'all some more tutorials because y'all participate today. All right, so even though you can right click and duplicate, we don't want to use that. Because if you use that, it's going to move it to the right and down. There are two ways that you can duplicate this the correct way so that it remains in place and you don't have to move it around. Okay. So number one, and I'm going to try to put it, I guess I have to put it, well, y'all are doing wonderful. So I'm gonna have y'all help me out today. Okay. So y'all being great assistants. So number one is going to be copy and then paste in front. Copy, paste in front. You have to click the one that says paste in front, not just paste, because that's going to put it off to the side. So number one, the first way. So I'm going to write in chat, put first way. Copy, paste in front. Copy, paste in front. So copy, and then right click again, paste in front. You're going to click on it, and you're going to go copy, right click again, paste in front. It's going to put it right in that spot. Copy, paste in front. The second way that this can be done, if you are on a Windows computer, so all of my Windows people, I need you to write number 2. And the second way is to hold down Alt, and you're going to see an arrow and a plus sign, and you're going to click, and it will put it right in front. That's a keyboard shortcut. So this is for all of the Windows users. Hold down your Alt key, put your mouse over the element that you want to duplicate, and click. It will automatically copy that to the front. That is the second way. It's the same thing for Mac users, but you're going to hold down Option. For Mac users, the second way is to hold down Option and then click on the element. So the second way is Alt or Option and click. Hold down Alt or Option and click. It's not the plus key. So when you hold down Alt and you hover over look at my icon, right? It goes from a finger. If I hold down Alt, it goes to an arrow. Once I move it over my object, it turns into an arrow and a plus sign. When you see the arrow and the plus sign is when you want to click. That's when you want to click so that it duplicates, okay? So the first way, let me see, somebody just pick one. Copy, paste in front. The second way, first one that I see, for Windows users, hold down Alt, put the mouse where you want it, and then click. Exactly. Let's see. Do I have a Mac user who wrote it? Okay, no. So it's Option for Mac users. All right. Once you do that and it's duplicated, it's going to automatically be highlighted. If it's not open, you want to click right here and open up your fill panel. And you're going to click on this first square next to the top paint palette. This means no color. So open up your fill, don't click off. Make sure that it's selected. You're going to click on this first one. That's going to be no color. Again, do not click off. It's going to be harder to reselect this if you click somewhere on your screen. Click only on the color. You're going to hold down Shift and then click on your image. So now the duplicated letter and the image are both selected. Once they are both selected, you are going to right click. I'm sorry, not right click. I'm tripping. You're going to go over to modify. It's not over here. You're going to go over to modify and you're going to crop. I was already on the group part. You're going to go over to modify. That's this icon right here. And you're going to crop. Select it all, right click and group. Boom, we're done. I'm going to show that in real time. I'm just going to do it to the letter R. All right, so I'm going to shrink her down. I'm going to click my R. I'm going to fill that in with some color. Doesn't matter what color it is. Actually, let's sample the color from her tassel. Okay. And then I'm going to click on the R. I'm going to right click, copy, right click, paste in front or Alt. I'm going to remove the color, hold down Shift, click on my image, go over to modify, crop, select them both, group, and then I like to remove my line color. Boom, she's in there. Okay. That's how easy it is to do this in Silhouette Studio. Now, I'm going to show this process in Canva. So we're going to slide to the right. Actually, I didn't mean to duplicate it. I actually meant to bring this. We're going to copy and bring this over here. Okay. Okay, wait. Actually, I forgot that. Easy enough. On a scale of, let's keep it real simple. 1 to 5. 1 being very easy, 5 being, ooh, child, not for me. On a scale of 1 to 5, how difficult do you feel the Silhouette version was? On a scale of 1 to 5. One is, that's not so bad. 5 is, get somebody else to do it. Wow, a 5? You feel like it's complicated in Silhouette Studio? Oh, okay, you changed your answer. Okay. A 2. I see a couple of 1s. I mean, if you're new to Silhouette Studio, I can understand how it might be a little challenging if you don't know all of these tools and functions. If you've never looked at Silhouette before, I can understand how it might seem a little intimidating. There's a lot of functionality to Silhouette Studio. All right. But we're going to see if that, I wanted you guys to put that number in there because I want to see if that number is going to change once we get to the Canva version. All right. So if we're ready for the Canva version, go ahead and type Canva in the chat. You could never get the hang of Silhouette Studio in general or of cropping images to text. All right. Seems like y'all are ready for the Canva version. Ready for Canva, ready for Canva, ready for Canva. And also, have you tried this in Canva? So do you do this in Canva already? So you're ready for Canva. Do you already do it in Canva? So you've already done the cropping the letters to text in Canva. So with, some of y'all are like, no, I was asking the one person. I was asking the person that said they couldn't do it in Silhouette. My bad. But okay, there's one person here that says they are already doing it in Canva. So with the way that you do it in Canva, do you find Silhouette Studio to be easier or harder than how you do it in Canva? Yeah, I know you do it in Canva. Sometimes I forget to paste in front. All right, so you try to use, most people give up on these programs because it's not just plug and play. It's not, kind of simple tasks like Cricut Design Space. It is an actual, it's like, well, it's the next level down from like your Photoshops and things. There's have to get, if you're not able to really figure it out, if you don't take the time to just tinker and be okay with messing up, if you're looking for perfection when you're going in there and you're like, well, I'm a smart person, I just be able to figure this out. It's not going to be easy for you to do it because you have to play around with it. You have to be okay with messing up. You cannot put too much pressure on yourself, and it's good to get under and work with a good instructor. I have the best Silhouette training because I break it all down. Essentials of Silhouette Studio is where it's at. You can take your time, go through it, go through step by step. It's broken up into 30 days for like the initial one. Then we have a 14-week refresher, 10-week refresher. If it takes you a year, I think for some, when someone says that, it may take you a year, it may take you 2 years to master this program. They're like, oh no, this is too long. But if you really want to be able to be unlimited, like limitless in what you can do in the program, you have to take the time to learn it. And it's not going to be something that's overnight. People go to school to get degrees in designing, and it takes them multiple years to do that. Okay. Canva seems easier. Okay, let's see. And you let me know if your process is different when it comes to Canva. All right, so I've already brought mine in. So you would normally download it. You'll bring it into Canva. All right. Canva does not allow you to crop. Canva has what is called frames. In order to apply any type of background, in order to apply any type of image, you have to use frames in Canva, okay? So, we're going to come over to the elements, and I'm going to type in, I'm just going to use the letter D. So, let's go in and put in letter frames. So if you want to, how I did grad, where I was able to type that out, ungroup it, and I can put it in any letter, for Canva, you have to bring in all of the frames that you want to. Now, there is a frame maker. That's another option. It's an AI type app. So there's a frame maker that you can use also if you wanted like a different font. So we're going to come over to frames, see all, and I'm going to go to, so I know I'll need the A, I'll need the R, D, and then G. All right. So if I wanted to do all of the letters like I did over in Silhouette, I'm just going to shrink them down a little bit here. All right. So those are the letters. We now need to remove the background. So we're going to go background remover. That was simple enough, right? Which we said there is no background remover in Silhouette Studio. So you have to remove the background. And once you remove it, it's, you don't have to worry about, like I said, you don't really have to worry about trace and detach in Silhouette Studio, because you could use automatic PNG trace, or you could leave it as is. I choose to trace and detach. It's just my personal preference. So now I'm going to, so with Canva, if we drag and drop this over here, and we have to zoom in and move it down, move it over, it's going to go to the center, and you're going to lose the background. To move this around, we have to double click and move it over. You are going to be limited where you can move this image to. You are going to be limited. For this part, for background remover, you have to have Pro. Now, for the frames, that's free. But for the background remover, you have to have Pro. So you're going to be limited. Now, if you cannot make it smaller. Your image can never be made smaller than your frame. So we cannot just put her in the corner of that letter. We can make it bigger and then move it around to where her face would fall within, like, right in the middle of this. But you cannot put the image like it is on Silhouette Studio where it's in the corner. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and detach this image. Now, I will go ahead and, because I won't be able to put a what statement once I put the color. So let's say I put the color in there. It's still, so now if I put color, come on now, it'll still take it away, right? So I'm going to undo. There's a couple of ways that you can do this, right? If you wanted to make this one smaller, which I'm going to duplicate her. and put her in the corner. If you hold down Control or the Windows key, now if you're on your phone, you don't have that option. You have to lock that frame in order to move an image on top of it. But if you're on a computer, you can hold down the Windows key or Control, or it would be Command on a Mac, and it won't try to jump into the frame. And so I can shrink this down. Place it here. And then you would bring it this way. Now, it's going to hang off here and her hair here. If this is the look that you want, then this is fine. Some people will do this and they'll manually cut it. But if you go in and you bring this to come here, then guess what? It's going to cut that off. What some people will do is duplicate it again, and then they'll bring this part out, and then they'll bring this part down so that it looks like it's in the D, and then they will just group it all together. So that is a way that you can do this if you just want to use like just moving the images and cropping them, is having multiples of them and you have to make sure that they are lined up so that you don't see a shift. This one may have a shift. I did not make sure that they were lined up. How you can do that is to select them, go to position, center them to the middle, center, middle, center. One moment. I thought I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. Please hold. Come on. Okay. So from the computer, this can be a little bit easier. And like I said, I didn't bother to zoom in to make sure that I was actually aligned and making sure it's on top. Whenever you hit duplicate, it's not going to be like right on top. Even when you hit copy and paste, it's not going to be on top. So you have to go and just make sure that it's aligned on top. And you would just have two and make sure that it's like that. And then you would be able to group it. So that is how you can do that in Canva. So I'll show you if you lock it. So although I'm on a computer, this is what you would do on a what's the thing called? On a mobile device, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just fill this in with glitter pink. And you can also fill this in with a pattern in Silhouette Studio as well. Oh, wait, I grouped it together. Hold on. Ungroup. So we can use a pattern over there too. So let's go glitter pink, and we're going to fill that in. All right. So you would take this letter and you need to lock it. Okay. You have to lock it, not just the position. You have to lock it. Once you lock it, if you bring this, it won't try to jump inside of it. And you will be able to pull it down, place her, and you can either go here and see with this one, you can just go like this because there's no extra to it. Now, if she was a little bit bigger, to say about, well, we can't do that because her face would still get cut off. Yeah, we can't really go bigger than, so yeah, this one, you could simply come in, crop, and then crop this way and get that to line up in there. That's an option as well. Okay. Now, if we're talking a more complicated letter, such as, and then you would unlock it, and then you can select them and group them together, and she won't jump inside. So someone asks, how did you get the background black? You go up here to the color and you just fill it in with color. Now, once you do that though, actually, I think it is still a frame. No, if you delete it, it won't be a frame, but if you can still drag a picture into it. So you just click on it and make it a color. All right, so let me, I didn't duplicate my picture. Ooh, that's not normal for me. Oh, I can't group it together because this one's still locked. So let's unlock it, grab it, and group. Okay. So with this one, I'm going to detach it. And you want to lock this back again because look, even though I grouped it, if I bring this over here, it's going to try and jump in there. So make sure that you do go back in and you, lock it. Not this lock position. So you have to lock it again so that nothing goes in it. All right. So here I'm going to go ahead and just fill this in with black. So let's say we go. Come on. Let me take my transparency down, see where she's at. Okay, let's say I like it right there. So I have a couple different places where she's going to be. Oh, come on. I gotta make sure I don't go over the letter. Okay, so right there. So if I want her right here, okay, couple of things that I would have to do. I'm going to take my transparency, back up. Now, I want this to be a little bit bigger so that the resolution is better. So I am going to select this. I'm going to copy it, bring it into a new window because I want this to be a little bit bigger. I want to make sure that I'm going to get a nice resolution on this image when I shrink it back down. I don't want to save it small. Okay. So where she is right now is where I want her to be. I'm going to take my G and I'm going to temporarily delete it. I'm then going to go share. I'm going to download. I'm going to download this as a PNG with a transparent background. You do have to have Pro for this. And this is page 6. So I'm going to go current, page 6, done. And then we're going to download it. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to undo to bring my G back. And I'm using Google Chrome, so mine is up here. I'm just going to click and drag and bring that into the design space. I'm going to make it the same size. Actually, me making it the same size makes no difference. So now that it's here, I want it to go into this frame. The same way we duplicated the G in Silhouette Studio, you would have to do the same thing for Canva. So we're going to duplicate. And I'm going to just select these two, go to position, align center, align middle. And I'm going to take not the single image, the one that I saved that you see how now it has all this extra negative space around it. I'm going to grab that and bring it into the G. I can delete her. I'm going to double click and I want this to go the full size of this space. And then I can move her over where I want her to be at, so that she's just in this corner and it cuts off wherever the G is. So if I wanted more to see more on this side, again, I double click, I bring it over. And so see, it's contoured to the actual letter. You cannot put something in the bottom portion of a letter if it's a frame without first saving it where you have all of the negative space, and it's creating this negative space, because you cannot shrink an image smaller than the frame. You can go bigger to expand it and move it around, but it cannot go smaller if you want it to follow the contour wherever it's cut off at, and not go like move it in, move it down. Because with the letter G, in order to do that, it would be, all right, so let's say with the letter G, this is curved. Oh, come on. So I'm going to lock this one because it's going to drive me absolutely insane. So we're going to lock it. And I'm going to duplicate her a couple of times. And then I'm going to go to position, layer, arrange, middle, center, and place her here. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to come up to about there and there. And this is a straight line here, and maybe to about there. This one, let's do the top part. And then this one, I'm gonna attempt to do the bottom. Okay, wait, no, I need this part. See, I'll never technically be able to cut this area out. Actually, no, I lied, because I can come down to here and then pull this to about, yeah, see, this is team too much. To try and get this to contour around this area, you would need so many duplicates of this to contour in that area. So while it can be simple for certain letters, for more complex letters, it becomes more difficult. And I will now show, I'm going to go back to Silhouette Studio. Since I did that with like the G, I'm going to show the G here. So let's go here. Shrink this down. I'm going to place her where I want her. Okay, so let's say I want her. I want to make sure I'm actually taking advantage of this contour and it's going to cut something off. So let's just say she is here. So we're going to take that G, and I'll put a background here. I'm going to send this to the back. Okay, so I'm going to click. Hold on. Let's go back to the main color. So I'm going to click, remove the color, hold down shift, click, and crop. So she is contoured to this area without having to do all of those different movements. I'm able to shrink her down to wherever I want her to go. So what was that? Anne Marie, or do you crop yours down differently than I did in Canva? Do you crop yours down differently? I showed several different ways that it can be accomplished in Canva. So now on that same scale, 1 to 5 for Canva, now straight lines, cropping it down, I think is probably a little bit easier for some. that might be a 1. But we're talking complex and just overall on that same scale. What are your thoughts on Canva from 1 to 5? All right. Silhouette is easier. Silhouette for me, a 4. Incredible morning, a 5. 5. Hello, just getting here. 4. Couldn't follow it. Sorry. Hey, Professor, I do want to learn a little more about who? Oh, I'm guessing Canva. It gave this whole weird name for marketing because I'm told it's easier to make things along those lines. 5, it's a lot more steps. Okay. But yeah, Canva, like for marketing things, that's the only way that I will teach it. I'm showing this way because it was a question from someone who follows and supports. And when questions come from those who have been longtime supporters, follows, they engage. If they got a question, hey, I got you. I'm gonna do a video for you. And then you guys reap the benefits of of that. But I don't really do a lot of this type of designing in Canva. For me, it's more on the marketing side. Oh, excuse me. We are actually doing co-working days and going through these step by step all month long for the month of April in the Creative Business Accelerator program. I'm using it for marketing, and we're going to be using quite a bit of Canva for certain things within that program for the month of April, and also for the Creative Lounge. We're going to be doing more co-working days where it's going to be kind of step for step type things. So yeah. Silhouette was easier. I see now. Okay. Yep. So I'm telling y'all, it may seem complicated when you don't know the program, but when you're seeing the steps from someone who knows both, you'll see that it can be easier in one program over the other. You just have to take the time to learn the program. Incredible greetings. All right. I know I'm going to probably shoot myself in the foot for this, but any questions? Any questions? Oh, if you do want to do it this way, it's kind of the same thing too. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this image. You have to make a duplicate of this in order to have either a background or color in this particular like in the frame. You have to have that, and then we're going to go ahead and lock it. And then in this one, we're going to place it, line it up, double click, make it bigger, move it off to the side. So that's how you would put that there, but still have a background to the letter. You still, no matter what program you have to have 2 instances, the background and the one that you're going to clip, crop, or fill in the frame with. A video, Absolutely not. I don't have a video because a video will never, ever, ever be able to explain each function of Silhouette Studio. There is a bunch of them. Well, actually, I won't say that. I have had some in the past, and it was a 4 to 6 hour type thing. Now, just going through each one of them, just what each button is and where it's located at. Whenever I kind of go through, hey, this is just an introduction to Silhouette Studio. When I did version 5, I did like first look, I kind of went over it. So, I mean, it doesn't really show you the functionality and explain each function. I do have a class that goes through each and every essential function, how they work. There's practice assignments too, where you get access to an exclusive group where you can ask for help. Those who have actually taken advantage of the fact that they can have help. If I'm able to answer your question in video format in 15 minutes or less in the exclusive group, I do that. But you got to first ask the question. Like, hey, I don't know that you need help. Am I just doing videos willy-nilly in the group? No. But if you need help and you're saying that, hey, I don't understand this part, I do videos all the time for those who ask, and it can be explained in 15 minutes or less. Now that is available on our website. If you use the code, is either 30 live or live 30. I always forget which one it is. You can get 50% off, but it is the Essentials of Silhouette Studio. If you go straight to our website, hsinc365.com. It's right here. And if you use the code either 30 live or live 30, as in 30, you'll get 50% off. Can you do the same thing in Silhouette Studio? I just showed that. That was the very first thing that we showed. I prefer Silhouette Studio. This may sound crazy, but your glitter paper looks crisp and clear. Did you get it from Canva? The one in Silhouette Studio or the one in Canva? Which one are you referring to? Which glitter one? Because I had a glitter one on both Silhouette Studio and in Canva. Someone says get the 30-day essentials. So even though it says learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days, you actually get way more than that. The 30 days was actually taught 2 years ago, but you'd want to go through that. It's so many people that try and jump ahead to what they feel like, oh, this is the updated version. I promise you, 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 I promise you. What is taught, the way that I teach it, 10 years from now, somebody will be able to go to that video, watch that video, and they'll still learn, they'll still know how to use Silhouette Studio, even if they are on version 15, because the functionalities of crop, subtract, make compound path, how to trace, these things will never change. The way that it looks may change, but the functionalities will never change. The way that I am teaching it, it's not about how it looks on the screen. If you do the things, right-clicking, listening to what I'm telling you to click on, it does not matter which version you have. If you go back to version 3, you would still be able to follow those classes. So do not skip over the original 30 days. That's where the most information is, because it was like 1 day for each thing. 1 day for each like lesson, each tool, each function. And there is a breakdown so you can see how we broke this down. In the 14-week refresher, a lot of things were combined because it was a more condensed time frame. And then and that was only like 1 day a week. So it's only 14 sessions. It's not like every day. It's like 14 sessions, where this was 30 sessions, really 26 of like the main part. So we're talking 14 sessions. And then the 10-week refresher was only 10 sessions. And then we did have like some study hall days and stuff like that, where people can ask questions. You get access to that as well. But you don't want to just go to that, because that is more of it's meant like kind of like a review. I still taught it, but it was meant to be, at a faster pace. definitely go through the 30 days. It's not meant to teach you like learn Silhouette Studio by doing memorial, by doing party favors. We have classes for that. If you feel like you rather learn via party favors or memorials, then take one of those classes. But when I'm going in and I'm clicking and I'm going crop and you're not understanding, then that's on you because you did not take the time to learn the program itself first. Learning to design is one thing. Learning a program and how it works and functions is something different. So there's that. And then we have a bunch of the classes. Like I said, it's either 30 live or live 30. I always forget which way it goes. Anything that's in Canva comes from Canva. I don't really add much to Canva because that's the whole, unless like it's like someone's picture, any backgrounds, all that stuff, whatever's in Canva is what I use. I don't pull anything into Canva. Someone says it's worth the money. Taking the course and getting the refreshers in between made a great difference, made it easier to follow the daily trainings. And remember, with Canva, you cannot scale glitter pattern. You cannot scale patterns. So like in Silhouette Studio, where I can click on this. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Duh. And I can scale this up. I can make it kind of finer. And I can pan it around. You cannot do that in Canva. So depending on how large your frame is will determine how this looks. You can rotate. Oh, wrong thing. So cancel. Oh, because it's locked. Hold on. Well, ungroup. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. So you can rotate. Now you can like it as long as your frame is okay. So there is a max. So you can scale it up because you're technically just like making it bigger. So you're going to make it super, super big to be able to make it like chunkier. But you like, to me, the quality of it looks a little weird to me. And I know I don't really like the quality of it like that. And then if you, come on, bruh. You can only go but so small with it because you cannot ever make it smaller. So all you're essentially doing is you're making the image size bigger. You're not really scaling it up or down. Whereas with here, I can scale this down. I mean, well, this one has like an endpoint to it. So you start to see in this one has like gradient. So you start to see where it ends at, like where those are. But I hate trying to do this with split screen, but the glitter specks start to look finer and finer and finer, whereas like I can go chunkier and I can bring it down to where it's like fine glitter. So there is a big difference in how they operate. Okay, so the fans you posted looks crisp. Also, yes, I made those in Silhouette Studio. The glitter portion that you purchased, I don't. I no longer like that kind of stuff. I don't provide in live videos anymore. Those are in classes only. And to be honest, if I'm being totally honest, I really don't remember probably. But certain things when I do remember, I have links and they're normally in classes or they're in Creative Lounge, places like that. But I've had a lot of these things for a really, really, really long time. So I'm not even going to pretend like I remember where I got all of them from. And I know some of my glitters are Sonia DeHart glitters, and she doesn't sell them anymore. So some of the stuff that I've had for years and years and years, and you won't be able to find them anywhere. No other trainer takes the time to break down each function. Trust you'll get your money's worth and more. Thank you so much for that. Hey, Professor, I know this is way off topic, but do you have a class on making digital products in Silhouette? What do you mean by making digital products? Because anything that you create on a computer is a digital product. So when someone says something like that, I'm like, I don't know what you mean, because there's no specific way to make a digital product. Okay, I'm just gonna I'll just expand this. If I wanted to technically sell this, I'm gonna save it I can save this as a Silhouette file. That becomes a digital product. I can save it as a PDF. That becomes once I upload it to a site for someone to download, that becomes a digital product. Now, so you're saying, can you make them? So now about how do you upload them? How do you sell them? But to make it, anything that you create, if you make something that you just type out a name, you are able to save that. So I'm not always quite understanding what people mean when they say, hey, do you have a class? And this is why sometimes we get caught up in these classes, say, oh, I'm going to show you how to make a digital product, when if you are doing anything in any program, you already have the ability to technically make a digital product. You already have. If you click on your file explorer and you go into all of your files, every single thing that you have there that you have created, guess what? You already have a digital product. You just have to find the audience to market it to and understand how to upload it to a platform. And the other thing too, I have a lot of great files. I also have a lot of bad files. You don't know until you purchase them. I don't get upset with the person. Hey, I spent my money. I mean, as long as I'm not spending like $50 and it was a trash product. But I have a lot of files, like glitters, patterns that are great. Like they are repeated ones. A lot of them that are great. Some of them that are trash. Having the Creative Fabrica subscription, there's a lot of amazing glitter patterns on there. So just try out ones and then download them. That's the best advice that I can give, is just try out a bunch of different ones. Maybe not try and get the exact ones that like I have, just try out a bunch of different ones, because that's what I did. And I just put them in folders for, kind of like my favorite ones. And those are actually the same, it's the same exact glitter pattern. I just changed the color on them. So it's not like that was a set, like it came from a set of glitter cardstock or glitter backgrounds where it had the orange, the purple, the red, the da 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 da. All I really need is one. And then I go in and I'm able to change the hue and saturation, the brightness, the contrast, to make it whatever color I want. So that would be the other thing too, right? Even if I did remember like where that base file came from, it doesn't mean that you're going to find the exact color that I use, because I go in and I edit it to my liking. And you're referring to this one is edited. I actually made this darker. It actually, it was a lot lighter than this. Yeah, Creative Fabrica has just about everything that you guys probably would want and need and more. Utilize the resource. You guys are paying for these resources. Use them, use them, use them, use them, use them, use them, use them. It's a database. So I've gotten a lot of ones from there. Different ombre ones. Can I create them myself? Yes. But when time is of the essence, some great designer, hopefully it's not a trash one. They've created one. It's already ombre. I'm going to go download it. I'm going to put it in my design. I'm going to keep it moving. I don't have this thing where I feel like I have to create everything. And that's what justifies my price, and that I'm going to create every single little thing myself. I will go buy a file quick, fast, in a hurry to make my life easier. Is there a certain type of file to get to change the color of glitter? Because I have purchased some, but when I change the glitter, the color glitter is gone. No, with anything, you just change your hue and saturation. It might be I'm not sure what process you're going through, but you just change if you're in Silhouette Studio, you just change the hue. Yep, you just broke it down. It's more about selling and uploading digital products to my selling platform. Yeah. And see, that's where some people kind of got because they'll see all this stuff advertised and they'll join these classes. And it's like, okay, well, this didn't help me, but you also weren't clear in what you were looking for. So I don't know what platform you are using. I can say that we do have a program. It's our creative business program. And we have those who sell digitals. We have those who sell physical, custom products, those who just sell prints, things of that nature. Today, actually, we're going over order processing and customer service, where that's going to be kind of like part of it. I'm a Shopify partner. So all of my students who are in there that don't have a Shopify, or they want to explore a second Shopify site for themselves and just kind of have that set up, they were able to submit to me their shop name, their email address, and I set them up with a free Shopify where they can go in. There is no obligation to ever officially set it up. Once they are ready to set it up, we can go through that process. But every last one of them that are in there, they are able to freely learn that software with no obligation. They don't have to worry about, because on the regular one, once your free trial is over with, while you're setting it up, you still have to pay for Shopify. Even if it's just in maintenance mode, you still have to pay for it. But those who are in my creative business program, I hook them up. They have access to a Shopify. They can go in there, fully set it up. We're actually going through that the month of April, going through how to set that up. Thursday is like their review and Q&A. So if like you were in the program, you would be able to come in, whatever platform you are using. I would be able to walk you through how to set that up and upload your digital products. If you don't want to do a annual commitment, you definitely can sign up for the monthly. You can either do a reoccurring and it comes out of your is debited from your account month to month to month, or you can just come sign up for 1 month, try it out with no obligation, and you just kind of get that education for a month. But that is our creative business program, and anybody can enroll in it. So there you go. Oh, trust me, I know. I'm normally pretty good with that. I'm pretty good with that. So I'm trust me. These are things I know. You know how they say pain points? I know every last one of your pain points. Every single week, my students in my creative business accelerator program says it like, oh my God, like trust me, I know it all. I've seen it all. I know it all. I know exactly what you're going through. I know exactly where the issues are. I trust me. I know. Okay. I know. Where do you find these classes? You can find depending on what it is that you're looking for. We're working to make 365 Creative Academy, where all of the classes are visible on it, but we have two platforms, okay? We have our main site, which is hsinc365.com. If you go under classes and playbacks, now we have a lot, over the years, we've done a lot more classes than this, but a lot of them are older ones, so we have taken them technically off of the site. Those who are enrolled in it, they have forever access to it. They're just not open for like new enrollment, but we are working to put all of those on the other site so that, like they can enroll. We just didn't want to have too many things like on this site. We try to minimize over here and just keep the newer things. But if you go to classes and playbacks, you are going to see a ton, click more, well, 25. There's 25 of them on here, which I keep forgetting to have them go in there because there's actually a couple of them that's missing that should be on here, and there should be some because this actually should be off of here. So there's a bunch here, but we also have our 360. If you buy anything on this site, you see this little icon right here, you instantly start to build up rewards points. Okay. These are honest bucks. Once you reach a certain threshold, you can redeem those honest bucks for anything that's available on the website. You can book one-on-one sessions with me with your honest bucks because it's going to give you basically like a discount code. So it's going to take a certain amount off. So you can get discounts on one-on-one sessions. You can get discounts on on other classes, products. Well, you'll still be able to use it on products, but it's going to be kind of a different link. But anything that's on this website, you'll be able to use those rewards points. Our Academy site does not offer reward points. That's just the way that it's set up. It doesn't offer rewards points. So this is what the Academy site looks like. Once you sign up for a class, it will automatically add it to your dashboard. My recommendation is for you to go to learn.365creativeacademy.com and create a free account. Now, we do have some things which we're working to highlight, the ones that have like free previews. I know that there is one, like I think in the Canva, I want to say in the Canva course, there is a free preview. I want to say inside Silhouette Studio, there's a free preview. We're working on that list. Some of them have like free preview classes that you can go and view. But if you just create a free account here, like I said, there are some free things available within other classes. But this is where all of your classes will be at. If you purchase a class here, it automatically adds to your dashboard. Okay. And this is where all of the classes are hosted. She says, I love creative business. Yep, we meet tonight. We're going over different ordering processes. Even if you don't have a website, I believe, even if you don't have an e-commerce site, I truly believe everyone should have a web presence, and you should have something that just introduces yourself, what area you service, like what are your main things, how can someone get in contact with you. But we have started the process of how to effectively use your social media. Today, we are going over different sequences and things that you can use. I'm big on systems and how you can systemize your ordering process and just not say automate, because without sites and things like that, you can't really do automation, but you can systematically organize your business to where it's a more seamless and professional process. So we're going over that tonight. And so ordering process and customer service, we have on the 3rd, our review day, 4 days for like the last 2 sessions. And then April, it's all co-working and accountability days. because they've shown up for a lot of information. They better show up for the work. Okay. So it's not just about giving you a bunch of information. It's actually working with you to get all of it done. So that's what we are doing for the month of April. All right. So I got to get out of here, guys. I got to go handle some family business. I can't say that I will be back because that will be a fib. You guys got lucky today that someone asked about Canva and that whole process of how to crop letters. So you guys got a full training today. Oh, they said the sound keeps going in and out. I'm not sure. I'm closing out anyway, so it doesn't even matter. It's at the end. It hopefully didn't happen throughout the entire thing. If it's at the end, it's okay because I'm about to close out anyway. But visit the website, hsinc365.com, learn.365creativeacademy.com. Hopefully I will see some of you guys this evening. And like I said, you can sign up for... Oh, this has not been updated. Okay, wait, home. I could have sworn I know I updated this. Okay, it's small right here. I don't know why it's that small right there. But you can sign up $93.65 month to month. It'll automatically come out. This is supposed to be changed this weekend. This officially, actually, no, I said I was wait till today. Today's the last day. Come April 1st, this will no longer be the lifetime price. It will just be an annual. So every year, you'll have to pay that price. So it's going to just be a yearly subscription. So, and then the buy now, pay later, we have to figure that part out because, well, no, actually, I remember how we said we're going to do that one. So I'm not worried about that. So you have that. And then if you want to do month to month, it's $103.65. So that's what that is. If you want to do month to month. All right. Yes, definitely remember to click the like, click share. Yep, my kids are doing well. It's not something for my kids. We just had someone pass in our family and I have to go to the funeral home. So let's see here. Man, I can't wait until I join the creative business class. I'm getting my budget together. I want more than one session. So it's not more than this is not for one session. So this is, you'll get the entire month. So if you sign up, it's for the entire month. So the month will be on average 2 sessions per week. April, we might be squeezing in a few extra sessions, but at the very minimum, it's 2 sessions per week. Okay. So it's not a 1 session type deal. So if you do the 1 month, you're going to get that. So let's say you join today. You're going to get pretty much all of April, right? Because it's going to be from today until the end of April. So you get to attend all of April live. But if you're disciplined, you can watch all of March. You can watch all the sessions that we did in March. You can also watch the sessions that we did in the sessions that we did in like the first time, the first go round. So yeah. Wait a minute, Christy, were you not in creative business? Email us. Email me or send me a message. Email me or send me a message, okay? Have you checked your dashboard, ma'am? When's the last time you checked your dashboard? How much did I say it was? So this is the creative, all of our classes have different prices. This is a subscription-based program for creative business, okay? And so you have, if you let it come out of your account every single month, automatically it's $93.65. If you want to do month to month, you want to just try it out this month, No obligation. You can do 103.65. If you do the 103.65, if you sign up today, you'll be able to attend all of the live sessions for April. You'll be able to attend tonight, Thursday, April 3rd, and all the sessions for April, and you'll be able to watch all of the playbacks for March. And then and all of the other playbacks that are there. If you sign up today, and then you don't have to, you can try it out and just see if you like it. And then you can come back in May. If not, hey, you got your money's worth, because you'll get 2 months of information that you can view for just paying 1 month. All right. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. And okay, I was trying to put it back. I have no idea where I was at. Okay, so we're not going to do that. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.